What's up, YouTube? We're going to get into some questions that I had from some students at Western Kentucky University about Amazon. Let's get to it. What advice would I give to someone looking to get started on Amazon? That's a loaded question. If someone's looking to not launch a brand, but instead start like a passive income stream, maybe have a 9 to 5 and you're looking to start a product with private label that you heard of, one of the main things you want to do is make sure you have a product that the competition is not too fierce unless you have a massive budget, and make sure that after all of your Amazon fees are all in, you're still going to have enough margin to maneuver, to make moves. So that number that I'm looking for after my Amazon fees, my inbound shipping, importing, all of that is about 30%. Make sure you don't have anything less than that after all is said and done. The next thing I would say to that question is make sure you pick something that you're at least a little passionate about. You're gonna have to do a lot of research, read a lot of blogs, perhaps write a lot about this listing in social media or in your blog as you're trying to promote your listing on Amazon. And if it's something that you hate, you're gonna get bored of it really quick. I think that white labeling is a very real possibility on Amazon. I personally have built several brands from zero to building a product, a private label product, and we're doing over $1 million a year on Amazon. It's not my product, but these are people I've worked with, coached with from ground zero to where they are. I know that it can be successful. What I will tell you is that it can be very difficult, especially if you're getting into a field with a lot of competition. Your expectations need to be that this is going to be a boxing match. You're going to have to spend a lot in advertising, do giveaways, learn. It's not as simple as putting a product up and watching it sell. You're going to have to work through product packaging. You're going to have to build a brand around this product. There's a lot of ins and outs. One tip I could give is when I first started doing my first private label product, I picked a product that I was interested in, but it was a technology product. It had electronic components. There was a learning curve to it, and I started getting returns from people that didn't know exactly how to use it. And for someone that was just getting started with a limited budget, that was a big problem for me. My second product I picked had 0 returns. It was so easy to use. The profitability was the same, and while I wasn't as interested in it as a technology product, this product worked with the Alexa. This other product was more something you put on the wall and it just sits there. Well, no returns. Everybody immediately understood how to use that product, and I was successful. So think about the products you're using. Think about, is this a product you're gonna have to get people to understand what it is? Know your investment costs, and don't think that it's gonna be easy. And honestly, white labeling can be something that can work for you. So this question goes kind of hand in hand with the one before. If the effort is given, what's the chances that you can make a successful living on Amazon? 100%. I could honestly leave the question right there. If you're willing to put in the effort on almost anything, you can make it happen. And I believe that Amazon is a prime area for entrepreneurs that want to create something and get their hands wet in e-commerce. If you're willing to put in the effort, if you're willing to do the things off Amazon, in Amazon, to make your product amazing, to make it stand out from the competitors, to make yourself know everything there is to know about Amazon, to give yourself the best fighting chance for your product to be successful, like I said, 100% or all in, I believe it can be done. Okay, so this is a great question. Do I need a website for my business? I've never looked at someone's website for a product I bought on Amazon. That's because 9 out of 10 price matches for products start on Amazon. People go to Amazon first. They believe that Amazon will have the best price for them, probably especially because they can get it in 2 days. But do you need a website? Okay, well, it used to be that if you're doing private labeling to get brand registry, which means the ability to have videos and the beautiful infographics on your listings, you had to have a website to prove that you were a legit brand. Today, that's not the case, and you have to actually have a trademark, not just a website, to show that you're a legit brand on Amazon. I don't believe that you have to have a website. As someone that's troubleshooted a lot of issues with Amazon, let's say you're trying to change the title after 6 months of your product, or let's say you're trying to change some photos. A lot of times Amazon will say, hey, can you link me to the manufacturer's website where I can see that this information is accurate? And if you have a simple website, it can become an easy fix just by simply linking to the website and showing them where those changes have taken place. And then Amazon will then in turn make those changes. So the answer is no, you don't have to have a website, but it's highly, highly recommended.
For real.
Okay, the question, and this is one that I really like, is why are there so many Amazon gurus and is the hype for real? Well, let me explain the difference. So Marknology, the company that I'm the founder of, we specifically work with brands and manufacturers. And that's completely different than what the gurus are selling to students and entrepreneurs, entrepreneur wannabes. Not because you're not actually an entrepreneur, but you want this entrepreneurship in your life. What they're selling you is, hey, here's a platform where you don't have to have a brick and mortar say yes to your product, or you don't have to have all the expertise in the world, but you can put a product on Amazon, start making sales, and start creating that life that you want. You can work remote from Bali and this and that. And I will say that the answer is true. That can be done. What they're not selling you on is how hard it actually is. They're just showing that it's easy. You buy a product off Alibaba, you throw a great a brand logo on it, and you're selling it on Amazon off to the races. The thing is that if you can get it off Alibaba, everyone else can get it off Alibaba. A lot of these gurus are just reselling the same courses or the same information over and over and over. That's part of what this YouTube is about, is trying to give students, entrepreneurs, brands, manufacturers, whoever wants to listen, real advice on what Amazon is about, real expectations, and put you on a course that can make you successful, but you got to know where you're going. So the last thing I'll say to the gurus is, there are Amazon gurus out there. And to the drop shipping question, that is a real possibility. 8 years ago, with the first company I started with, we did drop shipping and we made a ton of money doing it. Just times have changed. People want things instantly. You can have a lot of customer service issues with drop shipping, all kinds of things. Drop shipping is kind of a way of the past. I think the modern drop shipping is something called print on demand. As far as with apparel or 3D printing, it's kind of evolved. So if they're saying drop shipping, in my mind, they're already a little bit old school. And I would look toward, if it's easy, it's probably not what you want. If they're a guru that's telling you to have expectations that it's hard and it's tough, they're probably someone with some real expertise. So a lot of these questions are coming from students that are thinking about launching businesses on Amazon or looking at Amazon as a real platform for them to become business owners or entrepreneurs. They're not coming from people that already have brands or thinking about Amazon. They already have a selling platform, and Amazon is another channel for that. So for those entrepreneurs out there, really, I think the best advice I can give as someone that's already been there is to really understand how much work it takes. You can put a product up on Amazon easily, but what happens when it doesn't start selling? How do you get the knowledge to know what you're doing on Amazon? That takes years. What I could teach you in 30 minutes might have taken me years to get to know. And that's something that I'm constantly repeating on my Instagram or on my YouTube or my different channels of content is what some person might have learned over several years has a lot of value. And I've done this 8 years. That's hundreds and hundreds and honestly thousands of hours working on Amazon to even get to this point to be able to share value with you guys. But don't give up easily. Have expectations that are in line. Read, consume as much as you can, and understand that just taking one step forward and even failing is still learning in the right direction. So the one thing I want to leave you with across all of this is, yes, Amazon is amazing. Yes, there's a ton of opportunities on Amazon. And really it comes down to, what do you want to give it? How much effort are you willing to put in? And how much time are you willing to invest in making your dreams become true? One other tip I'd have for anybody thinking about taking a product and private labeling it would be to think about a product that has a differentiator. Technology is constantly evolving. We're constantly coming out with new products. One example I had recently was like the DJI Osmo, the video camera. It's super cool. It's brand new to the market. There's a huge opportunity for accessories, whether it's like extender sticks or selfie sticks to go with that, or carrying cases. Anytime there's a new product, there's a big opportunity and a gap to come out with products that will work with that. If you're struggling to find something that might be unique, you need to have something unique. You need to have something different. One other thing I'd like to tell you is that I personally don't have these massive private label brands, because whenever I started, I was in debt. I'll be honest with you. And so for me, I had this skill by working in corporate that I learned to help other companies on Amazon. And then I traded my services with knowing how to do that for other brands. And that's why I've built private label brands. That's why I've grown in the service side instead of creating my own business where I'm sitting off in Bali, letting it run by itself. So everybody can have a different way that they approach the problem. For me, it was helping others on Amazon, and in turn, I learned myself. I didn't have a lot of money to put forward and spend $10,000 to try a product and bring it over, so I thought outside the box and use the service side of it to really learn about Amazon. We switched it up today, done just a little bit of Q&A. I hope some of it's been helpful. We were really talking to the entrepreneurs and people looking to private label, but these are all good questions that can help anyone looking to take their knowledge further on Amazon. Thanks for watching, subscribe, see you later YouTube.